Hello folks, this is Sula once again. Welcome to another video for Teamfight Tactics. This is another early look at set 6.5 on the public beta environment. So keep in mind, anything you see on here may very well change and almost certainly will change before this comes to the live version of the client in about a week from when you're going to be seeing this video. In this particular video, we're going to be looking at a team composition that I saw posted about on TFT Reddit and then decided I wanted to try for myself and ended up having a good experience with it. And so this is a combination Jhin plus Syndicates team composition, or as I saw somebody refer to it as the Jhindicates team composition, which I think is a clever enough name that I'm probably going to steal it for this video's title. But the idea is that, the Syndicate trait was around in the release version of set 6 before the mid-set update. But the Syndicate's trait basically played into Assassins. It pretty much always did that because the top units in the trait were Akali, who was an assassin, and then Shaco, who was also an assassin, along with Braum, who was a tank, to tank for the assassins. So the basic idea was you'd always be playing into Assassins if you were playing Syndicates, if that was like the core of your team composition. That has changed here in the mid-set update. Syndicates no longer has Akali, it no longer has Shaco, so there's no longer any connection whatsoever with the Assassin trait. Instead, the new units are Morgana, which I actually got as a drop from the starting carousel, which I think is quite nice. Morgana is a very solid unit that can be played in a whole bunch of team compositions. And in addition to that, it also picked up Ashe, who is a sniper. Now, out of these early options, I decided to take Stand Behind Me because I saw that I had that Morgana, and I was like, I think that what I want to do is I want to play into Syndicates, which is going to be a double bodyguard team composition. Syndicates still has Darius, and it still has Braum, so it still has natural bodyguard synergy. And I was thinking, if I'm going to play into this Syndicate's team composition, Stand Behind Me makes a lot of sense. It increases the value of the armor that you get from the bodyguard trait, and it also provides that bonus as well to any unit standing directly behind them, which makes for some funky positioning, but is still kind of useful. The other thing it did was it gave me a Blitzcrank unit, so it also gave me a unit I wanted to play as well. So I've kind of got this tanky frontline setup with Darius plus Blitzcrank plus the Morgana, and now I need to have a unit that I can play behind them that actually deals damage. I'd also really like to find another Syndicate unit so I can actually get the Syndicate trait in play. Ashe would be tremendous if I could find her here. I'm not able to find her, so I'm like looking at my options here. I was like, what unit can I play behind this? I was like, I guess I can play Corki, maybe? I mean, he does deal damage, so I'll just toss Corki back here. And then I'm going to go ahead and try to put units so that I get that bodyguard Stand Behind Me value. There's actually a neat little graphical indicator now that shows that. So I was like, what units do I put this on? I want to use these items. So I was like, all right, I'll put this on the Darius, and then I have the items for an Infinity Edge, so let's just make that. Corki does not use Infinity Edge particularly well. Corki's a little bit weird, and I'm kind of curious as to why they designed him this way. He has Twin Shot as his trait, which the Twin Shot trait grants additional AD, but his ability scales off AP and deals magic damage, so it's a little bit weird. He's not exactly the best holder of this item, but I can run him for one round, and then I actually do get Ashe in the store, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just, drop the Corki and just play Ashe because she put Syndicate in play. If you are new to Teamfight Tactics, Syndicate has been around since the initial version of Set 6. As I said, the units got shuffled around, but the trait itself did not. What Syndicate does is it provides extra armor and magic resistance and Omnivamp, which means both your spells and your physical and magic damage heal off the damage dealt. And at Syndicate 3, it only picks one unit on your team that does that. At Syndicate 5, it's all of the Syndicate units get that. So you'll see a little graphical indicator on which Syndicate unit is currently getting the extra resistances and the extra life steal. I think it's Ashe who has it right now. It's usually whoever has the lowest health on your team is the one who has it. So I think it's Ashe who's getting that at the moment. Yeah, it looked like she was healing off of her auto attacks there. So this is a pretty solid team composition. You saw that Ashe got hooked there, but I didn't really care that much if Ashe got hooked because she, number one, was able to benefit from the Stand Behind Me augment. So she picked up, I think, like 100 extra armor, which meant that she was not especially vulnerable to getting hooked in. And then once she did get hooked in and took a bunch of damage, she just picked up all the Syndicate armor, MR, and Omnivamp. I think it's 60 armor and 60 MR, but again, those numbers could easily change before this goes on the live version. So this is kind of the way things run with this setup is you kind of use Ashe to pick up Sniper trait, and then she pairs with Jhin later on. Basically, it's the 5 Syndicates lacking Ahri. So Braum and Darius for frontline, Syndicate bodyguard each. Morgana, because she's just kind of an awesome unit that provides extra utility. If you're unfamiliar with the Morgana, she basically has her ultimate from normal League of Legends. When she fills up her mana bar, she shoots out little chains and she gets a shield, and after a couple of seconds, her ability goes off and it will stun anyone who's hit by the chains and deal additional magic damage. So she's a frontline unit, but she also provides a lot of crowd control. As a 3-cost unit, she's quite useful. So yeah, then I'm going to sell the Syndra and pre-level to get to level 5. So like I said, Darius Braum frontline, Morgana, she's Syndicate Enchanter. So you can add additional enchanters on top of that. And then Ashe for Sniper trait, and then Zyra for Scholar trait. And then you pair that with Orianna and Jhin, which picks up Enchanter and Sniper. Jhin can be the carry, just as he was for like Clockwork and Innovator comps and Sniper comps. And then you've kind of got one unit left over, which is often played as a Scholar. Renata is a good pick because she is the 4-cost Scholar. She's a very good Morello's holder for the team composition, although Morgana can also hold Morello's in a pinch. Or you can play something else. You can play additional ranks of Enchanter, if that looks useful. If the Socialite Spotlight's in a good place, for instance, you could play Senna. She's a nice person to be able to get a 3rd rank of Enchanter. Morgana plus Orianna plus Senna for Enchanter 3, and then pick up the Socialite Spotlight. Or there's other options. If you can pick up like a Bodyguard augment, you can look to play 4 Bodyguard. You know, like let's say you get +1 Bodyguard, you can add that. If you get an extra rank in Syndicate, like let's say you get +1 Syndicate, then you can play RA for 7 Syndicate, which is quite nice, because then it adds the Syndicate bonus to other units, like it would add it to Jhin and Orianna as well. So a lot of flexibility. Like I said, I saw someone posting about this on TFT Reddit, and I wanted to try it out for myself. And it seems to be going pretty well so far, because I'm off to a nice win streak here. Obviously, it was nice to hit the Ashe at the start, and right now Ashe is holding Jhin items. If you aren't seeing a lot of Ashes, I've heard that Senna is also a good holder for early Jhin items. Like you can put the items on Senna and she can hold them reasonably well because her damage is also based off of AD, and they changed her healing such that she heals more if she has more AD, which is kind of weird, but whatever. I didn't feel bad putting these items on Ashe because I found Ashes early enough that I was pretty confident I could always rebuild Ashe as this went on. So here I'm checking to see where the Socialite Spotlight is. In the same way you used to play Taric to check where it is, now you can try either Senna or Gnar to see where it is. It's not really in a very good spot, so I don't think I'm going to be using it in this game. And that means there's less interest in running units like Senna and Gnar and Seraphine, just because the Spotlight's not in a great spot. So you can see, by the way, again, this is set 6.5, so you can now see which opponents you're likely to hit. You see the 3 little cross swords on the right-hand side. I am hoping I don't hit Dominic 532 because I would definitely lose to that board. So I'm hoping that I will have better luck against this person who is in, what, like 2nd place, 3rd place on health. The big thing is, can we get through the Bloodthirster shield on that Jarvan? Do we have enough to kill these units before my front line dies? And that's a very nice Caitlyn ult that's going to take out 1 unit. So come on, we got to get through those Hextech shields. Come on, Ashe. I need you to finish off these units. It's pretty close. Oh, I need Ashe to finish off Camille, but no. Camille gets off a shield, and as soon as that happens, I know I can't win because my 1-star Kate over there can only pop 1 unit, not 2 with her ultimate. So we end up losing. I was not able to carry my win streak into the minion round, which is a little bit sad. And then I end up hitting Blitzcrank on the very next round. I was like, you know, if I'd had 2-star Blitz, I 100% win that round. So why couldn't you have showed up in the shop 1 round earlier, Blitzcrank? But oh well, is what it is. Could have been worse, I suppose. Certainly not a bad stage 2, but it's a little unfortunate I wasn't able to carry the win streak. Still, it was honestly kind of amazing I was winning that many rounds at all. I think I was just winning off of the power of my traits and having a good augment, because if you notice, my board was entirely 1 stars going into that fight. Alright, I am getting some good item luck. Now remember, I took a Chain Vest off the initial carousel, then I got the items for Infinity Edge, and then look what drops. The items for Last Whisper just drop like this. So this is some very good item luck. The components that oh, by the way, again, an amazing store here. Look, I get 2-star Ashe, I get 2-star Darius, and then a Braum pops up in the store. So this is a pretty big high roll game. And you do need to keep that in mind when assessing the power of this build. But I actually did have pretty good luck with this when I ran it in another game as well, if not quite to the same degree that I'm high rolling in this game. So as I said, I took a Chain Vest off the initial carousel, I took another Chain Vest off the second carousel to make Bramble, and then the actual minion round drops have been BF Sword, Glove, Bow, Glove. I was like, alright, Infinity Edge Less Whisper, we'll just, we'll just play these items here. That sounds pretty good to me. And then I also hit 2-star Ashe very early. So I went from having no 2-star units to my whole board pretty much being 2-starred very quickly. So I am confident now that I can win streak throughout most of Stage 3. Because I've got 2-star Ashe and 2-star Darius and 2-star Blitz. Plus I'm getting the extra armor bonuses. So yeah, my Syndicate units, they get a lot of armor and MR, especially if they get the, if they're like the chosen Syndicate unit or whatever. Like, I think if Darius gets that bonus, he has what? So he has, he's bodyguard to start, and he has the bodyguard augment that I picked up, stand behind me. So I think that's like, and I'm going to put in Braum because I want to try to win streak. And by the way, note how every single unit is getting the stand behind me benefit. So every single unit is getting the bodyguard armor benefit right now. But like Darius, just to finish this point, so he's got like the natural bodyguard armor, which is augmented by my augment, the stand behind me. So that's probably like, what? That's like 120 armor, something like that. Then as he takes damage, he picks up the Syndicate bonus, which gives him another 60 armor. And then he has a Bramble on top of that, which is like, what, another 100 armor? So he's got like almost 300 armor right now. And most of the damage in the early game is physical. So he just does not die here in the early game. Like, the other teams just do not do enough damage to get through him. And now I kind of would like to hit Dominic 532, who's win streaking, because I'm pretty confident I can beat that board. I also did pick up another Ashe because remember, I'm going to have to rebuild Ashe at some point. I'm going to need to sell and replace Ashe to move items over to Jhin later on. So I'm happy to just pick up another Ashe. All right, here I have a tough choice. I've got two things I like here. Enchanter Heart would be really nice. That'll just give me another permanent rank of Enchanter. Or I can look to take Payday, which is going to accelerate my economy. And I opt to take the riskier choice, which is Payday. As I said, this is the riskier of the two options, but I thought my board is really strong. I think I can win streak, and I think I can make money off of having these Syndicates in. So Payday is you gain 1 gold for every Syndicate that's alive at the end of the fight. My team is basically all Syndicates, so however many units survive, I'm going to get additional gold. This is the risky, this is like the high risk, high reward version of the options because it has the chance to deliver me quite a lot of gold. If I'm getting like 3 extra gold per round, that's a lot of extra money to make. The downside is if I lose rounds, it does absolutely nothing, and it does not provide any in-combat benefit. Alternatively, the Enchanter ability would have given me another rank in Enchanter, so that would be extra MR for everybody, extra healing and shielding. I know I'm going to be playing into Orianna later. She's already on my bench. Like, I could play her right now, I just value having Braum in more. So, like, I alternately could play that instead. By the way, here I am up against the win streaking person who's already gone to level 7. So this is a really crucial round because this person has gone all the way down to 10 gold in the belief that they are going to keep win streaking. So if I win this round, I can not only end their win streak, I can also punish them for going to 7 early. And that's exactly what happens. So that's a really crucial round. I keep win streaking, I end their win streak. They've actually torched a lot of their economy to go 7 in the hopes of maintaining the win streak, and it doesn't happen. So, as I said, a hugely important round in the context of this game. Alright, but to get back to my point, yeah, having an extra rank of Enchanter would be really nice, and I kind of regretted taking, like, the riskier choice, because, like, in that round, Payday delivers me exactly 1 gold. And remember, Payday is better the earlier in the game you take it, because it gives you more rounds to collect money. Like, I'm not sure that I have that many rounds left to try and actually make money off of this, whereas Enchanter would actually make my board stronger. It doesn't just give me money, it would make my board stronger. So I was kind of regretting not taking it, but I don't think Payday was bad or anything here. I just was kind of like, would have been safer to take that other option. Would have been safer to just take the Enchanter. Then I'd have Enchanter in right now. I know I'm going to play Ori, that would be 3 Enchanter, and then I might play Senna later for 4 Enchanter, which is really nice if you can get there. 4 Enchanter is great, but you just don't really want to play Lulu because she's not a very good unit. Unless you can, like, 3-star her or something. I'm also taking a look at these other comps. I see that someone is playing reroll. It's like the reroll Twitch team composition. And they just hit a bunch of their 3-stars, so they're probably going to start win streaking off that. so I was hoping I would not hit that person, but we'll see. Darius gets Enforcered in this fight, but it's kind of like, whatever. You want to go ahead and Enforcer Darius, that's fine. He has, I guess he has the most health out of any units on my team right now. This person does have a VIP Draven, so that's going to be a problem long term, the fact that they've already found the VIP Draven. And now, oh, fortunately Ashe is able to finish that off. Now we're down to just the Zac, and I was like, alright, I've got this round, but this person also looks like they're going to be strong long term, because they've already found VIP Draven, and once that unit's itemized, that's going to be a problem for me. At least we're able to do a little damage now and make sure that they are not on a win streak. Then, by the way, look at this. I get another 2 Ashes. I'm like, what? Another Ashe? What the heck? I also finally find Zyra, so I definitely want to get Zyra in. I was looking at which boards I was going to be up against. It's like, do I want to level 7 here? And this is, again, one of the advantages of having the interface updates. Now you can see who you're up against. And I was like, well, I think I beat everyone except that person, Kella Fornor, the person who has the 3 stars. I think I beat the other 2 players. So I was like, I'm not going to level here. I'm just going to gamble that I won't hit that player. And in fact, I don't hit that player. I hit this person, Eat Sleeping TV. So I was like, oh, all right, well, I think I should win this round. But it turns out maybe I underestimated the strength of this board. This person is playing Yordles, and they've rolled all their gold down to 0. And unfortunately, I had my Darius flung into my back lines by the Singed on this team, and I was like, or the Syndra on this team, not Singed. I was like, oh, okay, so that did not go very well, and I have miscalculated. I thought that I could beat these boards. Apparently, I could not beat this person, but I'm also not sure that putting in Zyra would have necessarily won that round either, so I'm honestly not sure if that would have won the round. So I decided to play it slow, and I end up losing my win streak, so was that the right decision? Hard to say. Obviously, if I could have won that round by leveling, it would have been worthwhile. I'm just not sure that having Zyra in actually would have won that round. 5 Syndicate is a big spike. There's no question about that. But I still am not sure that I win that round even with it. It would have extended the Syndicate bonus to everyone who is a Syndicate on my team. Alright, so we're going to get some more items here. The bow is nice. I can use this to finish itemizing the rest of my board. And I actually do get a Jhin here, so I was like, ooh, okay. Well, let's go ahead. We're going to go to 7 for sure here. I'm just going to drop the Kate, and I can put in the Ori if I want. That would... that does get me Clockwork, and it gets me Enchanter, but it means I'm not playing Syndicate. So I was like, do I just drop the Blitzcrank here? I was like, all right, I do think that that's actually better. And you note that I sell the extra Ashe there as well. The reason why I do that is I am not looking to play Ashe 3-star. Here I'm going to try to get some more units to get the Stand Behind Me bodyguard benefit. I decided to do that because I'm not going to look to play Ashe 3-star. The reason why Ashe 3-star she's very, very good in the mid game, but she doesn't carry that hard in the late game. I would rather have these items that are on Ashe right now on a 2-star Jhin than on a 3-star Ashe in the late game. So that's the reason why I'm doing this. I'd rather play 2-star Jhin and 2-star Ashe over 3-star Ashe and like an unitemized Jhin. Or at least that's my thinking. So if that's the case, I can just hold with 2-star Ashe on my bench. I don't need to hold with 3-star Ashe. And then I sold the Blitzcrank because I didn't think that I was realistically going to play that. I'm continuing to have good luck here. I went ahead and I hit the Morgana 2-star, so that's great. Long term, I may move some of these items that are on the Darius over to either Braum or Morgana. Probably Braum, but I could put them on Morgana. And now I kind of wish I had another bodyguard so I could take advantage of that Stand Behind Me augment that I have. Like, Ashe now does not get the benefit, so I was like, well, you know, Ashe is not getting the benefit, Zyra's not getting the benefit, but I am putting it on my carries on the right-hand side, and I'm also putting it on Morgana. So Morgana is like basically a bodyguard right now because she's getting the extra armor from that Stand Behind Me augment. Alright, here's our first experience with the person who's running the reroll, like 1-star assassins, is like Twitch reroll. And honestly, I'm looking fairly decent against this board right now. It's a little bit unfortunate that Jhin got killed, but, you know, we're hanging in there. It looks like I'm going to lose, but, like, this is relatively close, and my comp will get a lot stronger, whereas this one probably is not going to get that much stronger. So I felt confident that I could outscale this team composition. Like, yes, I lose that right now, but that person has just hit 3 different 3-stars. So as I said, I was pretty confident that I'd outscale that down the road. Because I only need one more round, I can go to level 8 after this carousel, which is a common timing. The standard timing to go to level 8. And if I can hit 2-star Jhin, 2-star Braum, 2-star Ori, I'll be feeling pretty good at that point. And I can also hopefully get a Scholar in as well. that would kind of be the other thing that I'm looking for. Obviously, I could look to find something else, but Scholar is probably the most natural extra trait that I add in here, just because I have Zyra and she's a natural part of this composition. This could also change depending on what my last augment is. Like I said, if I would get +1 Syndicate, then I'll try to find Ari to play 7 Syndicate. I could also get something extra with Bodyguard. I guess I could find, I don't know, like something with Enforcer trait or something, because I think I have like part of Enforcer trait. Maybe I'll find like, I don't know, an early Jace or something. There's a lot of different directions we could go. Anyway, I hit the AFK player right there, and that allows me to get an easy win, and Payday kicks in a ton of money for, I think I get like 4 or 5 extra gold because all my units survive, which is super nice. Now, as far as what I'm looking for here, let's see, I have an extra, I think I have an extra bow left over, so I could try to do something with that. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I also have an extra belt, so I was looking to make Morello's here. I thought that would be useful if I can get this rod that's on here. And it turns out I can get this rod, so I'll just go ahead and grab that. It's on a 4 gold champion, so that's more money, and it makes a Morello's, which is nice. I wouldn't mind putting that on a Renata if I can find her, because she is a good applier of Morello's. If not, I can always look to put it on Morgana. Alright, so we'll go ahead and level here. We got plenty of gold to roll with. So I find more Morganas. I find 2-star Zyra, and then I also find a Silco. I was like, oh, okay, well maybe we can play Silco. I don't think he's quite the unit I want here. And by the way, then I find 2-star Braum, and I find 2-star Morgana. So I now have 6 Morganas. I was like, all right, well, we'll play the Silco for right now because we didn't find Renata. Let's put the Morello's on Morgana, who does apply it reasonably well. And I actually have 6 Morganas here. So I was thinking at this point, maybe I hold and try to 3-star the Morgana. That wouldn't be bad. Now I just need to find one more Darius, so I can take these items off Darius and then put them on Braum. Because I can't, like, I have to sell the Darius and rebuild him at some point. But, like, we're pretty strong right now. Look at us. We've got 5 Syndicate, Sniper, Clockwork, Enchanter, Bodyguard, Scholar. This is kind of what this team comp is supposed to look like. And then I go ahead and sell the, what's it called? I go ahead and sell the Caitlyn because I don't think I'm going to play her. All right, I've got some interesting choices here. Ludens is more of an early game augment. I don't think I want that. Phalanx, units who start combat in the back rows gain 45 armor and MR. And then I see that there's this bodyguard option. I was like, you know what? That actually gets me a Darius, so I can sell and replace the Darius. Plus it gets me a bodyguard emblem, which is going to be really nice. I was like, I can just make Morgana into an actual bodyguard, and then I have the option to play 4 bodyguard at level 9. Like, if I can get to level 9, I can just play 4 bodyguards. I was like, that actually feels really good. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm positioning Silco so that Silco now gets the bodyguard benefit as well, because he's behind Morgana. Kind of interesting positioning here. I'm rolling for Jhin. I'm honestly not sure if this is the right decision. I think the better decision is maybe just to go straight to level 9 here, because I think this board is strong enough to do it. But yeah, I'm trying to position, so I'm getting the bodyguard benefit on everyone except Ashe, who I should probably move over a tile so she gets the bodyguard benefit as well. And I don't know that I necessarily really have to roll for 2-star Jhin here. I think I'm probably strong enough to just go straight 9 off of this board, now that I've got all these various pieces together here. And then I also have the option to maybe hit Morgana 3-star, as long as I'm patient here. Alright, against this person, so this is the person who's got the VIP Draven in the back, so I'm hoping we can kill this. And you can see how much that Draven is tanking, but we are ultimately able to win that round. And then get +2 gold. And then I make probably my biggest mistake of the whole game. I decide I will go fast 9, and I sell the Morgana to do it. But I really should have just held that Morg. I was thinking that this game was almost over, but this game really was not almost over. There was a lot of time left in this game. So I do get 9 gold from selling the Morg. So that is going to get me to level 9 a little bit faster, but like, I have 77 health. I am not under that much HP pressure. I could definitely afford to be patient enough to hold the 6 Morgs and then try to see if I 3-star Morgana. Because, like, look at Morg. She's got Morello. She's got the bodyguard emblem. She's very strong. I have no need to, like, try to rush this and try to, try to hit this unit quickly. Because, I mean, it would be different if I was on, like, 34 HP, but I'm on 77 HP. So I think that was me getting a little bit too antsy and trying to get to level 9 quickly. I'm thinking at level 9 I'm just going to play 4 bodyguards, so we'll see what that is. And then here I have this, I get this spatula, which is a really terrible time to get a spatula. It always sucks when you get a spatula on the very last drop, very last round where they can drop, because, like, if you get them early, you can, like, plan around them, try to make something, but this late in the game, you can't really do anything because the minion rounds there's no more minion rounds that drop components, only finished items. And the carousels also don't have components either. So like you just get these spatulas. I think the one option was, what, I could have made it into Debonair, but like that's not going to do anything for me. It's a little bit of a shame that the Syndicate spatula is no longer the same. It used to be in the before the preset update that you would get a Syndicate from making Chain Vest plus spatula, but that is now Debonair, so I couldn't make Syndicate with it. So I just opt to make the Titans and put it on Ash. And yeah, there's another Morgana, and I was like, oh man. Now, I know that the shop odds might not necessarily be the same, but like that could have easily been 7 Morgs. And it turns out that there's actually quite a bit of time still left in this game. Look how much health there is. There's one person on 64 HP. That is the person I just hit, the person who was on the one cost reroll comp. Unfortunately, I just beat that comp, but it was a ghost round, and I was like, oh, I beat the win streaking person, but they were on a ghost round. Are you kidding me? So that was a little bit annoying. I certainly would have liked to have ended their win streak. If it had, like, if I'm gonna play the person who's the strongest in the lobby, at least give me the opportunity to end their win streak. Oh well. So this time we're up against someone who's also playing Syndicate, but they're playing Syndicate through Ari instead. So they've got kind of a AP-based comp instead. Fortunately, we get enough CC to beat this person. Their whole board kind of gets knocked up in the air. And so we're going to win that. And, well, you know, as much as I would have liked an extra rank in Enchanter, Payday is actually giving me some pretty nice gold return here, because I'm on a 5-match winning streak and I've been getting some additional gold every round. I think that because I had Payday, I also was able to accelerate up to level 9 a little bit faster than I would otherwise, and that was also an argument for not getting hasty and selling those Morganas just to raise 9 gold, because I very easily could be close to 3-starring her now. But water under the bridge. I am still waiting to find that last Jhin, and then I will look to sell the Ash, replace with the other Ash, and go from there. You'll notice that I have units kind of standing in the corner, like I have Jhin and Ori over there in the corner. It's kind of more okay to corner your units because Blitzcrank is played a lot less in this set than he was in the before the mid-set update. Like, he's just not played as much now as he was before. And the reason for that is that he lost Protector trait, so he's just not as popular now. By the way, remember how I just hit this comp and beat it and it was a ghost round? Now I hit this comp and lose to it and it's not a ghost round. And I was like, are you kidding me? But it looks like that person already had their win streak ended anyway, so it's not as critical. Alright, so we've got some choices here. I kind of have Jhin fully itemized, so I'm more looking to get frontline stuff. And I see that there's a Shroud here, so I have to take that. I can't allow someone else to Shroud my whole team, because as you've noticed, my team is pretty bunched up to take advantage of the stand behind me augment. So I really can't allow anyone else to get that. Plus, of course, it's just, you know, good to get the stand behind, just good to get it anyway for my own use. I do spot a Leona, so I'll go ahead and grab her. She can be my 4th bodyguard. And then after that, I spot the Renata, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I should pick that up as well, because I will play Silco over Renata 1-star, but I'll play Renata 2-star over Silco 1-star, if that makes sense. Basically, I'd rather play a 2-star version of either of those units over a 1-star version of, like, the 5-cost legendary unit. Alright, so we are just looking to econ for a couple rounds here. I was not sure who I was going to be up against for this round. Now I'm up against the VIP Draven player again, and this person is increasingly emerging as someone who looks like the strongest in the lobby. So we do a good job of cutting through most of the team, but we still have to kill that Draven. He has Celestial Augment, so Draven's healing off every auto attack, and oh boy. Yep, we almost got the Draven. We killed everything else pretty easily, but with Celestial Blessing too, that Draven's healing off everything, and the Quicksilver Sash meant that he was not susceptible to our crowd control, which is what would have otherwise won the fight for us. So that's not exactly great. Unfortunately, we're going to drop that round. I've actually dropped the last 2 rounds here. But again, I'm just being patient. I'm econing up to level 9. I know I can get a lot stronger when I hit level 9. I can try to hit Jhin 2-star. I can try to hit... and then I'll be able to itemize Jhin. Maybe I can find another legendary. Maybe I can find Silco 2-star. We'll be able to get 4 bodyguard in, which actually is really good in this lobby because this lobby is very heavy on physical damage. The only person who's really playing magic damage is the person who has that RA team composition. Now I know who I'm going to be up against. I'm actually guaranteed to hit this player, so I'm going to reposition my Shroud just so I can hit all their carries. Yeah, this is the only comp that's kind of doing magic damage, is this particular one here. So I'm going to look to reposition there. Braum gets off a nice ultimate, although I don't know if he quite hit the backlines with it. And, oh, unfortunately, Ari hits my backline. And the problem is, now you're seeing the weakness of having all my carry items on the Ashe. Ashe just does not do quite enough damage at this stage of the game. because she is a 2-cost unit. So we're going to kill most of this team, but we come up a little bit short. We actually kill everything except Soko. I think the Ahri just died from Soko ulting her. So that's, you know, we come up a little bit short. I've actually hit all 3 teams and lost to all 3 because there's only 4 of us left in the lobby. So I lost some health, but none of those were really bad losses. They were all relatively close, and I'm definitely going to get stronger. So I believe I'm guaranteed to be up against Kellinor in the next round because we've just done like a round robin. And if there's exactly 4 players in the lobby, it always just rotates amongst those 4 players. Like once you've hit all 3, you're guaranteed to go back to the first one again. All right, once again, I've got plenty of money here, so I'll have lots of money to roll with. And, oh, there we go. We hit the Jhin 2-star anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and put this Ionic Spark on the Morgana because she's kind of my other tank unit. By the way, 2 more Jhins, so that's a possibility. There's another Renata. There is another Leona. I also have to transfer the items off this Ashe, so let's go ahead and do that while we're thinking about it. Let's get these items on before I forget. And I still need more time to keep rolling. I also need to get the Leona in there. So there we go. Positioning's a little bit scuffed right now. But yeah, this is not quite where I want the units positioned. But I've got 4 bodyguard. And I've still got, what, the scholars in there. So this is looking pretty good. So I do indeed hit the person who's doing the reroll 1-cost units as I knew I would. Now that the carry items are on Jhin instead of on Ashe, I do way more damage. And I just need Jhin to keep ulting from the corner there. He just barely survives, which he would not if he was 1-star. And I will win, and I will take my nice payday collection. I believe all my Syndicate units survived, even the Darius 1-star that was up on the front lines. So yeah, I'll take that. And now I'm going to look to roll. There is the option to play Galio. If I hit Galio 2-star, I will play it. I could just drop, I don't know, I could drop the Leona and play like, drop the Scholar and play Galio 2-star. So I'm again continuing to look. I hit a Jace. I hit another Jace. I'm going to keep rolling. And let's see, can we hit anything else? Then there's another Jace. I was like, all right, well, I'll play the Jace. That's got to be better than something. And then I was like, what do I take out? Ah, Soko. I'll take out Soko. And so I just tossed the Jace up there on the front lines instead. So I think that it's definitely worthwhile to play 2-star Jace in this situation. Even though it cost me Scholar trait, I was like, it's a 2-star Jace. That's got to be better than a 1-star Soko. So I'll just go ahead and make this change. And then, though, as I'm watching this fight, I was like, wait a minute. Do I really want to have the frontline version of the Jace? I was like, I actually think I have enough frontline. I don't think that's the issue. I think I actually need more damage for my backline. So I was looking at this, and I realized I probably should look to play the Jace in the backline where the acceleration gate's going to kick in, because I don't really need more, I was like, I don't really need more tanking for the frontline. I think that what I need is for that acceleration gate to increase the damage of Jhin. So I'm going to keep rolling here, and then I actually do hit 2-star Renata. I was like, oh man, wish there was a way I could get this into the comp. Let me see if I can reposition here. I actually don't know who I'm going to be up against. I could be up against either of these other players. So yeah, I don't quite manage to finish my positioning. Looks like it's a ghost round. I'm up against the reroll player. So we'll figure this out. I guess it took one more round for me to realize Jace should be in the back lines instead of the front lines. That I had enough tankiness already between Morgana and Braum and Leona, and the fact that I have 4 bodyguards in. But the good news is we've just kind of outscaled this team, and that's kind of what happens when you're playing 1-cost units. Even if you 3-star them in the late game, you tend to get outscaled by people who are playing like legendary units, like I am. I mean, I have 2-star. I've got a bunch of 4 and 5-cost 2-stars, so kind of outscaled this team. And then, oh, hello. Remember how I have a dead spatula on my bench? Remember how I have that dead spatula? Well, it turns out there's another spatula on the carousel, and sometimes this happens late. So I was like, I don't have to pick between Jace and having Scholar trait in. I can just do both. I can get the Scholar trait in as well. So Renata, let's toss you into the comp. There we go. That puts Scholar trait back in. Gives me another 4-cost unit. And now I was like, aha, let's just put Jace in the back line, shall we? So now I'm trying to position so all my units in the back line are getting the advantage of the bodyguard shield. I just need to shuffle over a little bit. So let's have, let's move Morgana over. And there we go. Now every single unit on my team gets the benefit of 4 bodyguard armor. And I'm going to reposition this Shroud, so it's going to hit all the carries on the other team. And I was like, yeah, there we go. So I've got 10 units in, and this person only has 3 units in. By the way, Tryndamere tries to spin on my team, and Braum says, no, you don't. He's going to knock that person up in the air. So even though that's a 3-star Tryndamere, we've gotten a lot stronger recently. Renata's actually not positioned very well, but it's okay. She's mostly just in there for Scholar Trait. So we're going to do 20 damage, and now we just need to win one round more, and we'll be able to knock this person out. But, all right, apparently we don't have to win one more round because they just quit the game. I was like, all right, works for me if you just felt you couldn't beat my board. So that's going to be it, and this is going to be a victory for the Jhindicates team composition. Now, I definitely feel like this was a high roll team game because I was able to hit a bunch of syndicates early. I was able to get some very useful bodyguard augments. You're not going to be able to play 4 bodyguard every time you run this. And you're certainly not going to be able to get a force of nature slash tactician's crown to get the extra unit. But I do think this is a pretty strong team composition. And it's one I want to experiment a bit more because I definitely had success in this match. So once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, have a great week, and I'll see you guys soon.